Some people never learn.
If you think.
You're very probably right.
See you later.
There was a time when things would have gone. Maybe.
Yeah, you're very
probably right.
I'd like to join you.
Lee won't take you on until you get real good. I'm telling you now. And until then, you'd better stay on good terms with Laris and his crowd. You want some advice, boy? Steal something important from the old camp. Or the old mine. As soon as the boys notice that you're against Gomez, you won't have any more trouble here.
And how do I do that?
You need to win their trust, and then you can rip them off.
You're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Let me pass. Let me pass.
Oh, I thought that
Let
would
me
have been
pass.
clarified You shouldn't believe everything you hear. You're very probably right. I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. That won't. If you think. Stop! Nobody may pass without the password.
That wasn't very clever.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
I doubt that's ever likely to
I
change.
thought that would have been clarified a long time ago. I'm not listening very differently.
That's really not my problem.
May I pass through here?
Rely on some people. If you think.
You're the boss of the mercenaries, aren't you?
That's right, boy.
Which task do the mage's mercenaries have?
Very simple. Protect the ore, protect the mages. Sometimes the mages have a special task for one of us. May I pass through here?
How's it going?
As always, making sure that no one gets too close to the mages and the ore.
Do you need another good man?
We won't have anyone join the mercenaries unless they've been here for years and have had a lot of experience. If you want to stay in the camp, you'll have to get to grips with the rogues first. Really not my problem.
You're very probably right. It's the same story every time.
Very probably.
Hello.
Must be something about that story after all.
Let's talk about some people same story every time.
Hang on, better not go rushing into anything. You have to watch what you tell me.
Won't happen again.
I am now one of Lara's men. Have you got a message for me to take over to the Magicians of Fire?
What you tell me.
I do indeed, but you'll need to carry the sign of one of our messengers, else Gomez's men won't let you enter the castle. Here, take the letter and the sign. And now, hurry up.
You have to watch what you tell me.
I need more magic power.
I can help you to increase your power. Use it wisely.
You're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'd like to become a magician.
We cannot afford to spread our knowledge among our enemies. We will not even consider instructing you unless you prove your loyalty to us. Step aside!
There was a time when things were all very different.
Do you want me to beat it into your brain? Get out of here!
Not listening to all the blabbering. So watch what you tell people.
Hello?
Lara's told me to help you with this sect business.
You see, I knew I wouldn't have to take care of it myself.
Do you want me to settle the affair all by myself?
I'm sure you'll make it. Listen, it's important to find out the truth about this invocation story. I know that those sect loonies are planning a big invocation. Me, I don't believe in the sleeper. But one thing's for sure. The gurus have powerful magic at their command. Therefore, it's better to know what's going on. You with me so far?
Could you give me more concrete instructions?
Talk to Lester. I once spent a long time in the sect camp, and he helped me back then. He's with the good guys.
I'll see what I can do.
As soon as you know about their plans, come back and report.
I've sold the weed.
And my 200 ore?
Here it is.
Good. Now I don't give a damn about Baal Kagan anymore. It was a good idea to do business with you.
Show me what you have.
Here.
Same old. Well, there was a time.
If you think
Let's talk about something else instead. Hang on.
Same
better not
old
go
story
rushing
every
into
time.
Everything all right with you?
Hi, who are you?
It's none of your business.
You have to watch
I
your
don't
tongue.
like your mug.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. You're very probably right.
Hello, friend.
What can...
It depends.
Same old story every time. That's really not my problem.
How can I become an expert at picking locks?
Only when you've gained some experience can you tell when a lockpick is going to break. It makes a different sound. I think you have it. Learn to listen for the gentle clicking of the lock, and you won't lose so many lockpicks in future. An expert in this field stands a good chance of opening a trunk without breaking his lockpick.
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
People don't need to know it, maybe. That was very clever.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Very differently. That was obvious that there'd be trouble ahead.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Hello?
Some people
I w-
never learn.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Keep... Maybe. That's not really my problem. That's not really my problem. Same old story every time. Some people never learn. That's not really my problem. It was obvious.
Show me you're good.
What do you intend to do with the weapon?
As long as I'm not involved.
Some people.
People always
shouldn't know
talk.
everything you hear.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
If you think.
People always talk.
That wasn't very clever.
That'd be clear.
Hang on. Better not go right.
That wasn't very. There must be something about that story after all.
If you think.
If you think.
As long as I'm not involved.
I'm on an errand for the water mages. I need to get into the castle.
You have a messenger's amulet with you. That'll get you past the guards. I want nothing to do with the mages, so stop bothering me, will you?
Stop!
Relax. I've talked to Thoris. I'm allowed in.
Oh, I won't forget your face, pal. You get into trouble and it won't end quickly.
That won't happen. Maybe.
If you think.
If you think,
If you think.
Hang on.
Maybe. You shouldn't believe
You
everything
have to
you
watch
hear.
what you
there
tell
was a
people.
time when things would have gone very differently.
That wasn't very
It's obvious
clever.
there'd be trouble ahead.
It was obvious that there would be
Keep it to
trouble.
yourself. People don't need to know it.
You're very probably right.
Maybe.
Same old story every time.
If you think.
Let's talk about something else instead.
There must be something about that story after all.
This castle's pretty roomy.
I don't think I've seen you here before. Who are you?
I'm a newcomer. Just thought I'd take a look around.
But keep it to yourself.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Gomez and his gang took it over after the big uprising. I knew right away it was better to join up with him. Even when we were still cooped up in the dungeons and had to slave away in the mines, the rest of us prisoners always did what he said.
Are there dungeons under the castle then?
Yeah, but there ain't nothing in them now. Nobody ever went down there after the big uprising.
And you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
What's life like as a guard?
Quiet. We're the biggest, strongest camp in the whole of the colony. Nobody messes with us.
I see.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
Same old story.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear. It's obvious that there'd be trouble ahead.
If you think.
Same old story.
That won't happen.
Yeah, what?
That wasn't very clever.
There must be something about that story after all.
People always talk.
Same old story every time.
shoes, though.
If you think.
There must be something about that story after all.
Let's talk about something else instead.
You have to.
That wasn't very clever.
But keep it to yourself.
You're very probably
People
right.
don't need to know it. I'd like to be in his shoes, though.
Listen to all the blathering.
There must be something about that story after all.
Come on, somebody. You're.
Some people never learn.
I'd better keep out of it.
You shouldn't believe everything.
You're very probably right. Dad won't
Let's
have
talk
it
about
again.
something else instead.
People always talk.
I better keep out of it.
You shouldn't
It's obvious
believe
there'd be
everything
trouble
you hear.
ahead.
Am I on something? The dog's not involved.
doubt that's ever likely to change. If you think.
I doubt that's ever like
Same old story every time.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
People always
It's
talk.
obvious that there would be trouble.
Hang on. Better not go running.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Think.
Same old story every time.
Let me pass.
Believe everything you hear.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Who have we here? Ain't you the guy I baptized earlier? What do you want? You come back for more?
I've come to stuff your big mouth for you.
Ha! Well, come here and give it a try, sonny.
Try that again and you're dead.
Let me pass.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Keep out of never learn.
Must be something about that story after all.
That's really not my problem. Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. Listen to all this blathering. And you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Watch what you tell people.
Let's talk about it.
You have to watch.
People all
Keep it to yourself.
You're very probably right.
but keep it to yourself. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. That wasn't very good. If you think
Obvious there'd be trouble ahead.
It was obvious there would be trouble.
very probably right. There was a time when things would have gone very.
Same.
That wasn't very clever. Same whole story every time.
I thought that'd be cleared up ages
Same
ago.
old story every time.
People always talk. Same old story. It was I. Let's talk about something else instead.
It's obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
People always
Must be
talk.
something.
There was a time when things would have gone. Better not go rushing into.
I thought that'd be cleared up ages ago.
There was a time when things would have gone very quickly. I thought people always talk.
You're very probably right.
You're very probably
That wasn't very clever. I'm not listening to all the blabbering anymore. If you think.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
I doubt that's ever
rushing into anything.
I better keep out of it. Let's talk about something else.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
This wasn't very clever.
Hang on, better not go rushing into anything.
That wasn't very clever. Same old story every time. If you think, let's talk about something else instead. Let's talk about something else instead.
Time, things would have gone very differently.
Don't listen to all the blathering.
You
Might be
think?
in his shoes, though. Let's talk about something else instead.
Must be something about that story after all.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
Find somebody and you're in
Let's talk about
Obvious that
something
there
And we'll end up here. If you think,
Hang on. Better not go rushing.
that won't happen again. That wasn't very clever. If you think.
Who let you in?
Thoris.
I'm not involved.
And what do you think you're doing?
Let's talk about something else instead.
I just wanted to see what it's like in here.
Huh, very funny.
Can you teach me to fight?
I only train guards. So until Thoris has made you one, you'll have to find someone else.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
Let me pass.
Some people never learn.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Some people never learn.
Must be something about that story after.
I'd like to be in his shoes, though.
You have to what? Keep it to yourself.
You shouldn't
People
believe
don't
everything. Keep it to yourself. Let's talk about something else instead.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know. There was a time when things would have gone
I'd like to be in
very
his
different.
shoes, though.
There was a time when things would have gone very
Stop! Not another step!
Why?
The ore baron's house is out of bounds for scum like you.
Wasn't very clever. That wasn't very clever.
shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Same old.
Hang on.
That's really not.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know.
People always talk.
You're the smith, aren't you?
That's right.
Do you sell weapons and armor?
Skip deals with the weapons. I just hand out the armor.
What kind of armor have you got on offer?
Only armor for guards. And you're no guard. So you'll have to get your armor elsewhere.
What do you do here?
I take care of the guard's weapons.
Do you sell weapons?
Only to Gomez and his men.
I get it. I'll see you.
Some people never learn.
Yeah, that's really not my problem.
Same old story every
That
time.
wasn't very clever. That's really not my problem.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble.
I'm looking for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
That is Caristo. What do you want with him?
You have
Let's
to
talk
watch
about
what you
something
tell
else instead.
I have a letter from the Magicians of Water.
Ah, very good. I'll give it to Caristo. When you are back in the new camp, the Magicians of Water will surely reward you for your efforts.
I have a letter for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Are you a messenger from the outside world?
Yes, a magician gave me the letter shortly before they threw me into the colony.
Show me the letter.
Quite a long time ago.
Here it is.
People always talk.
This letter is addressed to Zardus.
What's so exciting about that?
Zardus has not been a servant of Innos for ages. He left us some years ago and turned towards black magic. He lives in a tower in the middle of the Orkland and concentrates on his studies. He said he would go his own way to find out what went wrong with the barrier. Wait here. I'll be back in a moment.
That wasn't very
I
clever.
thought that'd be cleared up ages ago.
Rely on somebody.
That story after.
Some people never learn.
Caristo was beside himself with delight. He said that you may go to Torres and choose your reward.
A long time ago.
Yeah, you're very probably.
Where can I find Torres?
He is in front of the temple building all day. At night, he is inside like all the others. But only magicians may enter the temple house, so you can only speak to him during the day.
Tell me something about the Magicians of Fire.
The Circle of Fire takes its powers from the grace of Innos. The God of light, truth, and justice watches over us. The magicians consider themselves to be the chosen ones, and that's how they treat others. I was lucky to be admitted. Caristo made me his apprentice. He probably just wanted some entertainment. Since then, I've been trying to improve my magic skills every day in order to be admitted to the next circle.
Probably right.
I want to become a magician's apprentice too, just like you.
Caristo chose me because I did something special for the Ore Barons. Unless you do something truly exceptional, he will never consider you for apprenticeship. Besides, you must belong to the old camp. I doubt if Caristo would take a member of any other camp for his apprentice. See you later.
Greetings, magician.
May Innos watch over you. I trade in magic knowledge, and I can show you how to increase your magic powers.
Same old story every time. Maybe.
Caristo sent me. I've passed the letter on to him, and I'm to choose my own reward.
You have done us a great service, and you shall have your reward. Choose carefully.
As long as I'm not involved.
That wasn't very clever.
Some people never learn.
Hang on.
If you think.
Rushing into anything.
Believe in maybe. People always talk.
Let's talk about something. There was a time when things would have gone.
I'll take the Ring of Strength.
The expected choice. Here, take the ring.
Maybe.
Same old story every
I want to acquire magic writings.
If you think
As long as I'm not invited. You have to watch what you tell people.
don't listen to all the blathering.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into
What do I have to do to become a magician?
Talk to Master Callisto, if he has time for you.
and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'm looking for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Speak to Milton. And now go.
How's venturing in the magic arts?
That's none of your business.
Same old story every time.
that's ever likely to change, though.
I'm looking for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Just go to Milton. He deals with gophers like you. Come on, let.
People always talk. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Let's talk about something.
If you think I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, Bo. If you think
That's really not my problem.
I thought that'd be.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Take care.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
There must be
Something
That won't happen again.
I thought that'd been cleared up ages ago, Bo.
but keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
There must be.
that won't happen again.
Some people never learn.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
You shouldn't believe everything.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
That won't happen.
Some people never learn.
Hang on. Better not go running.
Rely
There
on
must be
something.
something about that story after all.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. Same old story every time.
Wasn't. I'm glad you're here. I have news for you.
Good news, I hope.
Our Brotherhood's planning a really big thing.
What are you planning? To break out?
The Gurus are trying to contact the Sleeper, but they need something to unite their powers.
Oh, and?
They need a magical object, a focus.
What's that got to do with me?
Talk to Iberian. He's the most powerful man around here. This is the opportunity to attain his favor.
Where do I find him?
Go to the temple. He rarely leaves it. Probably he feels closer to the Sleeper in those cold ruins. May the Sleeper protect you.
You're very probably right.
There must be something. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. That won't happen. I doubt that's ever likely to change. I'm not listening to all that blabbering anymore. You have to watch what you tell people. Hang on. Some people never learn. People always talk. Some people never learn. I doubt that.
The novice Lester sent me. I shall offer my services to Iberian.
Lester is trustworthy. I know him. You may pass.
That won't happen again.
Greetings, Master Iberian.
Ah, I know your face.
Impossible. We've never met before.
But I thought, well, what do you want?
I heard you were looking for something.
That's right. We need a magical focus. We sent the novice Nyras to collect the focus, but he hasn't come back yet. You could check up for me what has happened.
Why is the focus so important?
It is a magical object which can concentrate our spiritual powers. It is one of the 5 focus stones used by the mages to erect the barrier. In a vision I saw that we need to use the power of the focus.
Sounds like quite an interesting vision.
My vision was a sign from the Sleeper. We can reach him with the focus.
Where shall I begin to search?
Leave the camp, turn right, and go up to the tall cliff. Go beyond the forest until you can see the sea. There, you'll find the focus.
I'll bring the focus back.
Take this map. The location of the focus is recorded on it.
You're not allowed to talk to us. Shh. 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 You're not allowed to talk to us.
That won't happen again.
If you think...
That wasn't very clever.
You shouldn't believe everything they hear. Wasn't very clever.
I've come to collect my daily ration.
Here, take it.
I want...
What do you...
Somebody in trouble. That's how it goes, if you think. I'm not listening to all the blabbering anymore. Some people never learn. Let's talk about something else instead. Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. Something about that story after all. You have to watch what you tell. Thought that had been cleared up ages ago. As long as I'm not involved. You're very probably right. Rely on somebody and never trust. That's how it goes. Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. If you think. If you think. Maybe. Let's talk about something else instead. Doubt that's ever likely to change. If you think. You have to watch the same old story every time. As long as I'm not involved, that's really not my problem. There was a time when things would have gone. You're very probable. As long as I'm not involved, you have to watch what you tell people. Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. Let's talk about something else instead.
Hey, you. Hey, you.
Hang on. I thought that had been...
Scram! You have no business to be here.
I'm searching for the focus.
Unfortunately, you're too late for that. I've already found it. And I'm keeping it for myself. The sleeper talked to me last night and made me his only tool. Now I'll only serve the sleeper. No more Templars or gurus. Only me alone. Die! You'll be sorry for that.
Now that's pushing bleed. There must be something. I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore. Very promising.
The novice Nyrus has gone mad. He said that the sleeper had talked to him and chosen him as his only servant. Then he attacked and tried to kill me.
The might of the sleeper is so vast that unprepared souls despair over it. Only we gurus, in our years of meditation, have achieved the spiritual strength to bear the voice of the almighty sleeper.
I found the focus.
Excellent. You have done us a great favor. Now, take the focus back to Kor Kalom. He'll know what needs to be done.
What about some kind of reward?
Since you're not a member of our brotherhood, I will reward you. Take this amulet as a sign of my gratitude.
You're probably right. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
I better keep out of it.
Yeah, you're...
What do you want?
Iberian sent me. I have the focus.
Ah, the focus, at last. Now I can study the magic of these artifacts. If I only had enough secretion. Damn!
Secretion?
Yes. As you must know, I produced the magic potions for the invocation of the sleeper. For this purpose, I need the secretion from the mine crawler's mandibles. You know what mine crawlers are, don't you?
Yes.
Very good.
Speak on.
Well, just a short time ago, I had a vision of the sleeper himself. He gave me a sign. He made me understand that there is a means other than the secretion from the mandibles, and he chose me to pass on this mission. You're not getting this mission from me. You're getting it from the sleeper.
Impossible.
Be silent, fool! He made me understand that the path I have embarked upon is right, but the means aren't strong enough. The right means can be found with the mine crawlers, but the mandibles are not sufficient. There must be something else.
Have you never examined the mine crawlers? I mean, maybe there's another body part which contains more of the secretion.
Of course, we have taken some mine crawlers apart, but only their mandibles seem to contain the secretion. There must be something else. Find their nest, and you'll find the answer.
Where will I find the mine crawlers?
In the old mine.
What's the best way to fight the mine crawlers?
There are Templars in the mine. They hunt the crawlers for their mandibles. Speak to Gornavid. He will help you.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. I doubt that's ever likely to change. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
That's really not my problem.
Some people never learn, as long as I'm not involved.
Maybe.
You're very probably right.
You have to watch what you tell
That's
people.
really not my problem. I doubt that's ever likely to change. Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. You have to watch what you tell people.
I'd better keep out of it.
There must be something about that story after all.
I'd better keep out of it.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble.
Iberian said you'd pay me if I brought you the focus.
Really? He said that? Well then, I suppose 50 ores should be enough.
I'm not listening to all the yourself.
That sounds like a dark and sinister kind of search.
Take these spell scrolls of light. You'll be able to make good use of them in the dark shafts. The Templars in the mines will help you. May the Sleeper give you power. May his light shine on your path and enlighten your spirit. And may he strengthen your will.
I'm not listening to all the blathering.
I'll be seeing you.
May the Sleeper enlighten you.
There's something about that story after. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Same.
There must be something about that story. There was a time when things would have gone very differently. You have to watch what you tell people.
Yes.
There must be something about that story after all.
Let's talk about something else instead.
I'd like to be in his shoes, though. I'd like to be in his shoes, though.
Something about that story after all.
If you think that maybe you shouldn't believe everything you hear.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
That won't happen again. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. I better keep out of
I'd like to... Good!
That wasn't very clever. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. You have to watch what you tell people. Maybe. I doubt that's ever likely to change. Well, there was a time when things
all
would
this
have gone
blathering
very
anymore.
There must be something about that story after all.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Same old story every time.
I think so. People always talk.
People always talk. Well, there was a time when things would have gone about that story after all. Same old story.
I'd like to... Good!
Let's talk about something else instead.
Things would have gone. You're very probably right. I better keep out of it. That's really not my problem. As long as I'm not involved.
Yes, if you think so.
You shouldn't believe everything. That's really not my problem. You have to watch what you tell. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Some people never
learn.
That wasn't very clever. There must be something about that story after all.
That's really not my problem.
I doubt that's ever likely to change. Thought that had been cleared up ages ago. Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
About that,
You're very probably right. I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Maybe.
That wasn't very listening to all the blathering anymore.
That's really not my problem.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. Some people never learn. That wasn't very clever. You have to watch what you tell people. Rely on somebody and it won't happen again. That's how it goes. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently. Some people never think so. You're very probably. Let's talk about something else instead.
That won't happen again.
As long as I'm not involved. I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. There must be something about that story after all. If you think. As long as I rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. Maybe.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. It was obvious.
That wasn't very clever. But keep it to yourself. Same old story. People don't need to know it. That wasn't very clever. You have to watch what you tell people. It's obvious that there'd be trouble ahead. There must be something about that story after all. Maybe. If you think.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
There must be something about that story after all.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
There must be something about that story after all. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. That's really not my thing. That wasn't very clever. You have to watch what you tell people. I'm not listening to all the blathering. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. You'd be in his shoes, though. Same old story. Thought that had been complete.
Same old blood! Hey, you!
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Somebody and you're in trouble.
Some people. I'm not listening to all that.
I have the recipe you wanted.
Very good. Show it to me.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Good. Now I can produce the potions myself. You are a good man. I'll tell Diego about it. Here you go. Take that for your efforts.
Show me you're good.
I got...
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
Totally idiotic. That's really not my problem. You're very probably right.
You shouldn't believe everything you
probably
hear.
Right. I wouldn't like to be in this. No. Why does that happen over and
Let's talk about something else instead.
I thought that had been cleared ages ago.
Some people maybe.
Let's talk about something else instead.
You shouldn't believe everything after all. That's really not my problem.
I better keep out of it.
Totally idiotic. I doubt that's ever likely to change. Why does that happen over and over again? You're very probably right. You have to watch what you tell people. As long as I'm not involved. There must be something.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
I thought that had been cleared ages ago.
There must be something about that story after all.
People always talk.
Same old story every... People always talk.
That's not really my problem.
You're very probably right. And you're in trouble. That's how it goes. I'd better keep out of it. The worst shit. It was obvious there was trouble ahead. There was a time when things were going. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
I better keep out of it. Rely on somebody, you're very probably right. That's how it goes.
Same.
It was obvious.
Hey, you!
Now what?
The time's come for you to prove you're a true friend.
It was obvious.
Just 10 ore and you're in. What do you say?
People always talk.
See ya.
Take care. May I pass through.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Hi, I'm new here.
I'm Graham. I draw maps. I haven't seen you here before. What do you want?
I'd like to buy a map.
Sure. What are you thinking of? The more you can see on a map, the more expensive it is.
Some people never. If you think.
issues.
Some people.
Must be something about that story after all.
Let's talk about something.
Wasn't very clever.
Everything you hear.
If you think.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Same old story every time.
His shoes, though.
You're very probably right.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
I'm not involved.
That won't happen again.
Let's talk about something else keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
There must be something about that story after all.
Hello?
Here you are. Take a beer and tell me about hunting.
Scavengers. That's what we call the big birds. Should be attacked one after the other. It's easy to lure single scavengers from the pack. If you come too close, they'll become irritated. After a while, they'll storm in your direction. At this point, you should be waiting for them with a raised weapon. If you manage to strike the beast before it hits you, you have to keep fighting. Then you'll be able to defeat the creature without being hurt yourself. If it hits you first, well, just don't let him.
Hello.
I thought that.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know.
There must be something about that.
If you...
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
Hey, you! I don't like...
He's had enough!
Easy. Everything's all right.
He deserved it.
Just too
Don't
short.
try that again.
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore. People always talk. There must be something about that story after all. I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
Let's talk about something else
People don't need
instead.
to know it. You shouldn't believe everything,
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
I've passed the message on.
Ah, good. Here's a small reward for your efforts.
That's really not
I want to...
You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Right. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
You have to watch what you tell people.
I better keep out of it.
Hang on, better not go rushing into
I'm
anything.
not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Same old story every
People
time.
always talk. Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently. But keep it to yourself. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
As long as I'm not
Somebody, you're in
That
trouble.
won't happen again.
That's how it goes.
Doubt that's ever likely to change. Some people never learn.
I doubt that's ever likely to change. People always
Maybe.
rely on somebody and you're in
was
trouble.
obvious that there was trouble ahead.
Instead.
Some people never
That
learn.
wasn't very clever.
People always talk.
That's really not my problem.
Let's talk about something else instead.
That's really not my problem.
You're very probably right.
Maybe. That's really not my problem.
Let's talk about something else.
You have to watch what you tell people.
There was a time when things would have gone very different.
Maybe. As long as I'm not involved.
You're very
Rely on
probably
somebody and you're in
right.
trouble. That's how it goes.
People always talk. You have to watch what you tell people.
That wasn't very clever. That story after all.
That's really not my problem.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. Hang on. Better not to go rushing into anything. There must be something about that story
I'd better
after
keep
all.
out.
As long as I'm not involved. You're very probably right. That's really not my problem.
You have to watch what you tell people.
That's really not my
Somebody,
problem.
you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Let's talk about something else instead. Maybe. I better keep out of it.
Some people never learn.
So people don't need to
Step aside.
that had been cleared up ages ago. Hang on.
As long as I'm...
As long as I'm not in... Hello, friend.
What? It depends.
Let's talk about something else instead.
It's obvious there'll be trouble ahead.
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
That wasn't very clever.
People always talk.
You're very probably right.
Rely on some... There must be something about that story after all.
Hello?
I won't.
About something else instead. As long as I'm not involved. Let's talk about... I doubt it's ever...
Same old story.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
See you later.
If you think.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.